So the Zenless Zone Zero patch 1.6 livestream just ended, and in it they went over all of the cool new things that we can expect when the update arrives on March the 12th. Now whether you missed it or you don't have time to rewatch it, I'll give you a quick rundown on everything you missed. First things first though, the redemption code is Soldier Anby, so make sure you redeem this quickly as it only lasts for a day. But there is also a Twitter event where you could win 10 master tapes. All you have to do is follow the Twitter account and then quote the tweet along with the corresponding hashtag. This Twitter event is also only for a limited time, and as usual, the link for it is in the description below. Now, let's start off with all of the new agents. The first half of the patch will feature Anby as well as Pulchra as the A rank. And as for the rerun, that will be Burnice, which is kinda nice pairing her with Pulchra together. Meanwhile, the second half of the patch will feature Trigger as well as Zhu Yuan as the rerun. Now then, let's quickly go over all of the new kits though, starting with Anby, the electric attacker with dual swords. When she hits an enemy, she applies a mark on the target which stacks up to 3 times. She can then use her special attack to dash at them and consume 1 stack to trigger an additional instance of aftershock damage. Now, get used to this aftershock word because you're going to be hearing it a lot, as it seems to be the brand new mechanic for any form of off-field assist type attack. Anyway, you can hold her special down with enough energy to do a burst of damage while instantly applying 3 mark stacks all at once. Naturally, Anby does more damage to marked targets, but more importantly, marked enemies will also take additional crit damage from any aftershocks. Furthermore, if there is a stun or a support on the team, Anby's crit rate is increased just for free, and when Anby is the one on the field, the entire team's aftershock damage is further increased. So, her gameplay loop is essentially build up 3 marks with her EX or ultimate or her regular attacks even, and then use her special attack to consume these marks, doing even more damage plus the additional aftershocks. Next up is Pulchra, the A rank physical stunner, who we will be getting for free by the way, more details a bit later, but Pulchra excels in aftershock damage as well. After using an EX special, assist, chain or ultimate attack, she enters Hunter's Gate, which increases her days. But furthermore, if you switch off field with her, she will remain in this Hunter's Gate state, and then after marking an enemy with a special attack by the on-field agent, any further damage will cause Pulchra to follow up with attacks of her own from off-field. Again, these will be considered aftershock attacks. And of course, then there is Trigger, who, believe it or not, also takes advantage of these new aftershock attacks. By holding down the attack button, Trigger will constantly fire at the enemy in a sniper mode. She gains stacks of Purge while she does this, up to a maximum of 100. When you release the attack button, Trigger will then fire off one last shot that will trigger a quick assist to the next agent. Then, when the on-field agent hits an enemy, Trigger will consume 3 points of Purge to attack the enemy from the sidelines, dealing an aftershock attack. If the attack used is something strong, like say an EX special, ultimate or chain attack, then the aftershock attack that Trigger will perform consumes more Purge to deal more damage and more days. Furthermore, when Trigger's aftershock hits an enemy, which we'll be doing very often, the enemies will receive a unique stun damage multiplier that is available even when the enemy is not stunned, allowing you to do more damage. And we haven't even gotten to her EX special yet, which causes Trigger to enter the coordinated support mode, which allows her to perform aftershock attacks without needing to consume any stacks of Purge. Her ultimate deals a large burst of damage and is yet another way to enter this coordinated support mode. Now, we've been talking so much about these aftershocks because, like I said, it's basically the brand new mechanic. And this is further shown off in one of the 2 new disc sets, the Shadow Harmony, where the 2-piece set increases dash attack and aftershock damage by 15%. And then the 4-piece set increases the wearer's attack and crit rate by up to 12% when aftershock or dash attacks hit an enemy. The other set, however, is called Phaethon's Melody, which increases Anomaly Mastery as the 2-piece set, and then increases the equipper's Anomaly Proficiency when any squad member uses an EX special attack. As a quick reminder, Anomaly Mastery is the build-up and Anomaly Proficiency is the damage dealt by the anomaly. But what's interesting is that if it is somebody other than the equipper that uses that special attack, then the equipper's ether damage is also increased by a whopping 25%. Now, that second disc set might be ringing some bells. Why is it referring to Phaethon? Why is it focused on Anomaly? And why does it buff Ether? Well, I think now is a great time to talk about the story, and oh boy is there a lot. So, firstly, the main story for patch 1.6 actually isn't going to be about Obol Squad, but instead it is a Season 1 epilogue. And in the story, Phaethon are going to an auction to try and win an item that was somehow involved in the sacrifice, which is the whole bringer fiasco in patch 1.4. During this auction, we will be coming across Mockingbird, which includes none other than Hugo Vlad and the Umbrella Girl, who we now know is named Vivian. It's actually thanks to them that we are able to get an entry into this auction in the first place, although we don't know exactly what their goal is. But something very interesting that was mentioned was that in the story, the proxies will regain some of their old powers. Now, what those powers are, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But that second disc set is almost 100% going to be for one of the upcoming Mockingbird agents then, who will very likely be released in 1.7. As for Trigger and Anby, we are actually getting 2 agent stories, one for each of them, both of which will release in the form of a TV schedule, which is where you have the agent story, but also a few trial stages where you can use the agent. For Trigger's story, it turns out that in the past we apparently helped out Trigger when we accepted a mysterious commission. Interestingly though, when asked about any other potential members of Obol Squad, Trigger said that she can't disclose any information on the other squad mates right now. But who knows, maybe in the future that will change. Also, in Trigger's TV schedule, we're going to have a Nikkei-style minigame, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then as for Anby, I'll be honest, I thought hers was going to be the main story with how much plot there was, and honestly, it might be just as big as one, considering the Mockingbird story is just a quote-unquote epilogue. But essentially, we're going to experience PTSD with Anby. Yippee! It's a revenge story about her past where she used to be the commander of the Silver Company, which Soldier 11 was a part of. From the trailers, it sounded like the squad was wiped out and then Anby was meant to be the one who died instead of Soldier 11, although obviously we know that they both survived. But now, someone is trying to revive the Silver Company with some mysterious technology, and it seems as though Soldier 11 and Anby are teaming up to put a proper end to what used to be the Silver Company. Tinfoil hat, my headcanon, this revival and mysterious technology is some sort of cloning stuff to make soldiers 1 through 10, but we'll have to wait and see in the actual story itself. That was it for the major events though that are coming in 1.6. One other new introduction is a new expert challenge, which means new drops for the upcoming agents. Although interestingly enough, no new Notorious Hunt was introduced, so the new agents will likely still be using the old weekly drops at least. Moving on to the regular events we can expect throughout the patch, aside from the usual login rewards for 10 encrypted tapes and 10 boopons, as well as the double drop events. Hollow Zero is getting a significant overhaul, starting with Lost Void. A new final boss is being added called Geppetto, with some more difficulty levels added too. There will also be new exclusive gear for Evelyn, Astra Yao, Jane, and Corrin that will alter their movesets while in Hollow Zero. And to go with the new exclusive gear, Hollow Zero Shattered Edge will task you with using those 4 agents and their new gear to do some special stages for rewards. Next up is the March on Tiny Titan event, where we will help out a schizo Bangbu who got a bit too freaked out over at the HIA, where you will fight in a special top-down view as the little Bangbu provides covering fire. In this event, one of the limited rewards is going to be a free Pulchra, so we can all be guaranteed at least 1 copy of Pulchra. Then helping out another Bangbu in Little Knight's Big Charge, we help out Quixie the Bangbu in 10 various requests for some rewards. And then after helping out Bangbus, we can help out the lovable little Corn as she deals with some ghosts that she's too scared to handle by taking part in some themed battles over at the HIA, where each day will feature a new battle with specific stage buffs. And then the last event will be one where we help Pulchra prove herself to the Sons of Caledon by assisting her in the event Delivery Cat Woes. Now then, to wrap things up, let's go over the optimizations and small little tidbits. Naturally, with new agents, it means new player icons, new dynamic wallpapers, and yes, that does include a Soldier 11 wallpaper finally, as well as new trust events for the new agents. Although notably, Soldier Anby will not have any new trust events because, well, it's just Anby. Although her trust will be linked with regular Anby and you will still receive rewards for increasing both of their trust. And then an optimization for expert challenges is that to help you farm them faster, the stage which provides drops for the current rate up character will allow you to spend double the stamina to get double the rewards. Then for the UI on upgrading agents' equipment, it has also been streamlined to help you upgrade everything in one fell swoop, minimizing the amount of clicks that you need to get something up to the max level. And lastly, for those of you who use the special training plan to plan out how you will upgrade your agents, now at the reward screen, it will show you your progress to your marked goals. But that is going to be everything that was said in the 1.6 livestream, and what you can expect when the patch drops on March 12th. As always, if you found this video useful, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click the like and subscribe button, especially since it'll also be helping you stay notified for any future news as well as any guides that I put out in the future. But until next time, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I wish you all a very excited bye-bye!